Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So we're going to start a meeting on transportation management system that assigned to us, Team C2. Before we go to discussion task, we would like to introduce ourselves. This is our team members. Me, myself, Nurul Natasa binti Muhammad Hashim, 264 963.
I am Ahmad Daniel. I am the team leader. My matrix number is 273700.
I'm Yoga
My name is
Nashmi,
Lam.
and my matrix number is 273265.
My name is Lami Yue, and I am a system planner in this project, and my metric number is 270642.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Wong Kim Fai, and my matrix number is 272066.
So our client is Retro Brand Culinary Resources, which is a diversified food preparation and distribution and services company. About the project, Team C2 responsibility is to solve client current problem in transportation management. The project overview is Team C2 received a system request from RBCR regarding improving their transportation management system, and we propose the transportation control and management application, in which this system is to assist the management to keep track of the transportation and avoid other issue or problem related. The description about the system was a computerized system which integrate database management. If the problem occur with transportation, such as the transport failing to work, the system will record it and let the management be able to make the right decision. Overview of the client: the business is incorporation on 15 July 2016 and located at Petaling Jaya, Selangor. Their own transportation and other assets registered under company name, but the data and management initially using traditional management standard, which rely on manpower to control. After about 4 years, rely on that, Retro Brand Culinary Resources realized issue and problem arise from the business, which is a lot of fraud occur by employee and cost obligate due to the action. Mr. Razwan, the director of Retro Brand Culinary Resources, asked Risky Resources to find the solution. Mr. Razwan promised to provide a significant amount of fund as long as the improvement made are justified and calculated. In primary investigation, we use System Development Life Cycle as DLC. There are 6 steps are required to be completed in order to come up with the full report. So this is a fishbone diagram for problem statement. As we can see, there are 6 problems that have been faced by Mr. Razwan company, which is the main problem come from the employee itself, supplier, customer or student complaint, the location or environment, and the last one is come from transportation. We as a system analyst suggest Mr. Razwan to use the system to. There are always depend on the worker commitment. They are not having knowledge about the system that they can use to keep proper documentation, lack of clear goal setting, and require a lot of meeting and discussion on some issue. All of these problem causes the business to have a bad management on transportation. If the system has applied, any issue coming out from transportation later can be solved. For example, if manager want to know the expense incurred by transportation, they just can directly check the system without asking the employee. All the data is in the system, so fraud or any claim can be traced easily. We also suggest that Mr. Razwan should rearrange their management to the proper one, which add the transportation management in the department. Besides that, Mr. Razwan should apply new rules and regulation transportation system which are more strictly to the employee to overcome problem causes from the worker. Worker who lack experience and attitude will learn from the rule setting. They will have a good manner to stay in the business. The system will set a punishment to the worker who does not obey or against it. Other than that, a system like transportation control also can generate less cost to the company because it is a manageable and record all the data, which indirectly make the worker to not to do fraud. The system will directly give the information needed by management through the system apps at the office. Company process are rarely as efficient as they could be. We ensure that we could provide the best system to the business operation. We start with assessing the existing process of the business. We ask feedback from the management and operation employee about what frustrated them in operation and figure what works well for them. So we analyze the result. Once the data collected from assessment, we evaluate our work process to extract useful information and take decision based upon the data analysis. So we decide to come up with the transportation control management system to help Mr. Razwan to overcome his problem. Thank you.
The next is the case for action. We are designed to develop the transportation management system for RCVR. The transportation management system is a part of the supply chain management system that plays a central role which help the business in planning, executing, and optimizing the physical movement of goods, and also ensuring the compliance of shipment and providing the proper documentation. The purpose of the transportation management system is to ensure the customer satisfaction, reducing the cost, and improve the shipment efficiency. The next is the need of the transportation management system. The first is the management able to supervise the transportation activities as to prevent the workers overclaim the transportation fee, and all the documents are documented in the system to prevent the fraud and errors. It will reduce the burden of the manager through monitoring the transportation process, and it able to evaluate the workers' performance by referring to the system such as the times used by the worker to deliver the goods. The second is the manual system cause the inefficiency of the business performance. Manual system is require a lot of the manpower at scheduling the shipment process, data entry, and others. This shows that the manual system is consuming the time and cost is higher than using the transportation management system. The third is the customer satisfaction. The transportation management system able to increase the customer satisfaction by monitoring the shipment process. It's able for the customer trading the shipment and inform the customer when the product is arrived. The assessing of the shipments and the fresh information increase their satisfaction, and management team able to track the actual location of the driver to ensure the least time used for the goods shipment. The next is expected benefit. That is the implementation of the transportation management system brings the benefits to RBCR, which can categorize as tangible benefits and intangible benefits. Both benefits affect the RBCR business performance. The first is tangible benefits. The tangible benefit is measurable in dollar. The first is tangible benefits is the reduction in operating expenses and fees, such as the salary paid to the workers due to reduce the use of manpower. The second is management team can monitor every moment and or tracking of the product and service to the customer that allow to track the worker to avoid the error doing by the employee. The third is an efficiency system that will help to improve the service of the company, and the system able to minimize the time and reduce the work loss of the employee. The fourth is the system can ensure an increase in the sales and profit gradually, because the transportation management system is provide a company a good service and a more systematically working system. The next is intangible benefit, which is unmeasurable in dollar. The first intangible benefit is the productivity and performance of employee will be improved as the transportation management system is a proper and systematic system applied in the RBCR. The second is the satisfactions of customer will be more effective if the new system is installed. This is because the company able to get more trust from the customer, as the customer can get a faster, user-friendly and satisfied performance of service. The third is management team can get loyal and more reasonable employee. The transportation management system can detect the activity that involved in the system, and any irreasonable workers will know by the management team, and the action will take by the management team to those irresponsible workers, such as warning letter or notice of termination. The last is a user-friendly system that can improve the employee jobs systematically. The transportation management system is easy to apply by all the workers without the considering of the age, and it can improve the workers' performance better in their work. That's all for me. Thank you.
So the next one is organization chart analysis. So as you can see on the screen, where there is 3 chief officers, but what is lacking in the organization chart analysis is that there is no transportation and logistics department, where RBCR, or Retro Brain Culinary Resources, is a business where they are a food supplier and products trader. So it is encouraged for them to have a proper transportation management system to streamline the shipping procedures of the company. So due to the manual transportation system, it has made the customers unsatisfied with the current product of the business. And if you are willing to apply the transportation management system, then the other departments play an important role, such as human resources, who will recruit and train the new current employees regarding the new transportation management system. So why do I think that your company needs an improvement? Well, you can see from the survey that we conducted. So as you can see from the survey conducted, there is 6 surveys that you can see, but I'll talk about 5 of them. So the first question is, do you think current transportation management system is convenient? Well, according to the 18 responses from the employees of RBCR, 66.7% says that it is not convenient. Well, this shows that the current manual transportation system is hurting the company. And rate the current transportation system, well, from a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being the poorest, 55.6% agrees that the current transportation system is very poor. And the services such as supply of meal and shipment of products, is it on time or late or refer to different situations? 66.7% agrees that it is always late on its shipments. And do RBCR receive any complaint from the consumers itself? Well, 43.8% says it is always receiving poor complaint by customers, where this would lead to a decrease in a revenue because customers do not want to do business. Next one is, should the current transportation system in RBCR be improved and replaced? 100% agrees that it should be. So next is, do you think with the proper transportation management system, it will be beneficial for both the company and consumers? Well, 94.4% agrees that it would be beneficial for both, where it will also increase the revenue for the company, and it will also increase the satisfaction of the customers. And do you think having an online computerized transportation management system services will help? Well, 100% agrees that it will help. And what are the examples of transportation management system that the employees think that could be applicable to the company? Where Transplace, 38.9%, is the highest because due to their easy movement of shipping. Next, I'll be talking about the project scope. So the first thing first is figuring out the most advantageous transportation management system and develop a new transportation management system by analyzing the current existing transportation management system, which is the manual system, and we have to find one which is suitable with the company's daily operation. Next is, the transportation management system should provide an on-time delivery services, because we think this is very core in any transportation system. By they could listing the delivery schedule in the system for a reference for employees, and employees must ensure that the delivery services can be performed on schedule. This would make the customer be satisfied with knowing where their goods are going to receive to them. Next is, the system must fulfill the requirement in which the system able to provide an accurate tracking of products for customers, such as updated location and status of the purchased good. This could help them plan ahead for their event or something, because you can now track where and when will your goods be arriving. Next is emphasizing the transportation management system developing should be able to boost the efficiency on order and process management while leveraging rules-based routing. Next is mainly focusing on the transportation system to transform the traditional TMS into an updated and handy system to support company's operation. This means that it will be automated and easier for the employees to control the delivery system. And next is a transportation system should design to convince the clients to use and it is able to solve the problems occurred, and lastly reducing costs. Well, due to the IR 4.0, it is very efficient for a company to reduce costs but increase in productivity. And with transportation management system, this will help the RBCR in achieving that. Finally, the system should be able to streamline the supply chain through automated decision making and order management or shipment. This, in easy sayings, is that it should be automated, and with only a touch or a tap, you could organize every single shipment. Thank you.
So now I'm going to discuss about the constraint in this project. Constraint means something we cannot do and should not do when we are doing this project. It also can be known as a requirement that the system must fulfill. So now we have found 4 constraints in this project, which consists of period, cost, quality management, and risks. First, let's talk about time constraint. Our clients have requested that we have to design and develop the transportation management and control system within a period of 6 months. This is quite challenging for us because we always want the best quality of system to be introduced to customers. During this period, we have to do a lot of research, analysis, investigation, and other procedures. So I think we have limited period to finish all the tasks in order to develop a system with high quality. Next is about the cost constraint. Cost control is the main concern of our client because they are the one who provide financial support for us to develop a system for their company internal use. So we have to give them an accurate estimation of cost budget in order to convince our client to support our development of transportation management and control system. So in the cost budget, we'll be mainly focused on research and development costs. Development costs include labor costs, cost of material, equipment, software, and contractor, while for the research costs include estimated vendor bids and current market fair value. And next is about the quality management. We have to do a lot of research to determine which system is the most appropriate for our client's company to use. So some evaluation on the system developed must be carried out to know that whether the system can be used by our client's company or not. Last is risk constraint. Risk assessment and risk response should be carried out to ensure the perfection of the system that will be installed by our client in the future. For example, before we introduce the system to the client, we should identify the hazard, check the system privacy, and also decide which parties will get harmed, and after that, take action immediately to minimize the errors in the system. But if we are unable to carry out the risk assessment on the system developed, this may cause some error found in the system and do not fulfill the requirement by our client. And after that is feasibility analysis, which includes operational feasibility, economic feasibility, technical feasibility, and last, schedule feasibility. Feasibility analysis is important for a project because it helps to improve the quality of decision made by the management in a company. First, we talk about operational feasibility. This analysis will help to examine the operational effectiveness of the system. So the system that we plan to develop will have an advantage of time saving. For example, when the customer needs a service of food supply, the customer may use the website of our client's company to place an order, and the operators in the company can receive the order immediately by only referring to the transportation system. This will help the system to run smoothly and effective in the company daily operation. Furthermore, A situation of workforce reduction may occur when this new system introduced. Some employees who are unable to follow the training on using this new system could be eliminated. Eventually, this will reduce the operational costs such as salaries and wages or bonus of the company. Next is technique feasibility. It mainly focuses on whether the current existing technology can support the function of the system developed. We will ensure that the technology environment in the company is able to support this system. Thus, we have to develop a system that does not require any high-tech hardware or software to support, and it is friendly to be used in any company. Besides, we also ensure that it has sufficient capacity to support the proposed platform in the company. And the next is about economic feasibility. This is the investor main concern. We have to make sure that the projected benefits will exceed in its value compared with total cost incurred in the project. Total cost consists of tangible costs, which can be measured in dollars, and intangible costs, which is difficult to quantify and will significantly affect the financial performance in company. While benefits can be clarified into two types, which are tangible benefits and intangible benefits. And last is schedule feasibility. It mainly focuses on the period given for this project to be implemented and to ensure that the deadline set is reasonable and appropriate. The time frame set by our client is reasonable and appropriate for us to implement the research and also design a new system which is user-friendly and convenient. In addition, a work timetable will be provided, and we are required to update the progress of the system development in the work schedule to ensure our clients can track our progress in this project. That's all from me. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to talk about summary of project roles. First of all, since all of us are junior system analysts, we will be assisted by a senior system analyst. We also use a responsibility assignment matrix system, which is RESI matrix, to do this task. We use this platform because this can help us to identify each one's of responsibility in doing this project. The system analyst, the first system analyst is Daniel, and his role in this project is team leader, report directly regarding updates of the team to the senior analyst, involved in the planning phase and analysis phase, and perform fact-finding for RBCR. The next system analyst is Yigyu. She will perform as a system planner, involved in the planning phase, and perform the fact-finding for RBCR. And next is Natasha. She will act as system planner, involved in the planning phase, involved in system designing, find the system's requirement and request for RBCR in preliminary investigation, and perform fact-finding for RBCR. Next is Wong. He will act as system planner as he involved in the planning phase. He will also involve in the system implementation phase later. He also perform fact-finding for RBCR and involved in creating the transportation management system, which is a case for action on preliminary investigation. And lastly, record every update for Daniel. And lastly, me as myself, Yoga, and I will act as system planner as participating in the planning phase. I also perform fact-finding for RBCR. I will assist in designing and analyzing for the new system, record the roles of everyone, and do estimation for the time and cost for RBCR's new system installation for preliminary investigation. Next is the time estimation. Since we use the SDLC model, we will record in 5 phases. For the first phases, which is planning phase, these are the tasks and the duration. The tasks are, first, analyze and understand the arising problem for the case, analyze the problem and things that need to know from the case, analyze the business and list out the important details for planning phase, prepare fishbone diagram, identify the system to be developed, delegate job scope to the team, perform fact-finding for the case, perform feasibility of the system, which consists of 4, which is operational, economic, technical, and schedule, and reporting. The next phase is analyzing phase. And the tasks are identify the requirement for the new system, develop strategies for the system, and that is the time, the duration time. And the third phase is designing. We will design and create the new system, and we will testing the system for the usability, and these are the duration. And the fourth phase is implementation. We will gather all the information for implementing the system. We will do training for employees, install the solution system, get final verification for the system, and supervise the flow or process of the system. And the last phase is system security and support.